22. Okay, then so let us first read. So I need to open JGrasp as well. So I will create a new document, Java, and we will start. Let me take the template. I will open the template and then I will save it. So this is going to be problem 22. And when we save it, okay, I will save it inside chapter 2 and it will have the same name. So now we are ready to solve the problem. So I have already created on the left hand side a template for having these lines import java.util, so there is no need to retype them. We have a scanner called n, and now we are ready to solve the question. So let us read it. As you remember, for writing a program, you have to go into steps. First, what is input, then what is process, and then what is output. Here you are given a sample input output. You can simply follow it. So the first thing that your computer will print on screen, enter gross amount BD, and the user types 650. And then we need to print messages, okay, gross amount and how to calculate. Each of these are written here. So let us read the question. Write a program that calculates, so this is an output with the process, and the prints, this is the output, the monthly paycheck for an employee. So after a person is working in a company, how much he or she will be paid. So the net pay المجموع الكامل total is calculated after the following deductions. So deductions here, it means the money that you need to take from the salary. مستقطعات. First is Medicare, for medical insurance tax, it is 2.75%. For pension, التقاعد 6%. For health insurance, it is 75 BD. Since these are constants and probably they are going to be changed, let us just define them as constants. So I will copy and go to JGrasp, and I'm going to define the constants here. We will define them constants. I will paste them so that so this is 2.75, so it will be public static final double, and we are going to call it medic care, medic care, and we'll make it equal to 2.75. For the second one, I will copy, Control C, and paste it down, and this will be pension, and it's going to be equal to 6.0. And for Control V, for the last one is health insurance, which is going to be equal to 75, and this is not percentage, this is in BD. So I will remove those, and now here is our constants. So now we go to the program again, and now here it says write a program that prints, okay, the net pay is calculated. So your program should prompt the user to enter the gross amount. So this is how it is done. We ask the user, okay, what is your monthly salary is? So we will print a message. I will copy the message and see now the reading is on the same line. See now the program is printing a message and the user type the input on the same line, not on separate line. So how to do it on Java? We go to Java, we write system.out.println, and we put the message, Control V, because I copied the message, and then put a space. And since I'm going to read on the same line, then I need to remove len. Then again, remember that we need to define data declaration. The first thing we will define is the gross amount. Okay, gross amount. القيمة الإجمالية. And then we will read, see from here, gross amount, and then we will read from the user the gross amount. And how to read it? We use the keyboard, or we use the scanner variable n dot next double. So we go back to our problem. See here, this is the output. So we are going to print paycheck. And then we need, so I will just simply copy everything in here. Control C. And then I will go to JGrasp and try to format it, okay, using system.out. So here I will write system.out.println. And then here we close it, and remember that this is going to be printed on single line. And then system.out.println, and then we are going to print a message. And in the message here, remember that we need, so I will use spaces here, so plus, but remember this one should be taken from a variable, which is a gross amount. Because this one, as you see the output, if the user gives us 650, then it will print 650. Forget about the formatting, because formatting is not required. So let's go for the next line, system.out.println, and we print this message. And now here, we need to see where it's exactly going to be printed. So let us just assume will be printed here. But this one should be a calculated. So how to calculate the tax for Medicare? It says here 2.75 and from the gross. So we have to multiply 2.75 by the gross. So here we have gross amount multiplied by, if you go up, you use this one as a constant, Control C, I am copying, and then you divide by 100. This will give you the amount of percentage for Medicare. And then for the next, we will use system.out.println, and we will print pension. This is now the only way to format our output. And pension, we have gross amount multiplied by the constant pension divided by 100. And finally, system.out.println, we will print a message insurance, health insurance. And this is without any multiplication, it will be health insurance. Okay. Because the health insurance is not percentage, it is just a number. If you go back, see here, this is percentage, but this one is not percentage. Here I have a space between these two. So how to add a space? Here, you can simply say plus and put another space. So there will be a space between pension and Medicare. Now for printing the line, system.out.println, and we print the line similar to the first line. Now we need to go and see what is also we need to print. Now we need to print net pay. Control C, I'm copying, and here we write system.out.println. Control V, I'm copying, and now I'll put a plus. Now this number should come from an equation. Notice I did not define a variable for this calculation. I did not define a variable for this calculation. Why? Because I'm going to use them once. And then for printing, I'm not going to use them again below. So there is no need to save them in a variable. Similarly, for the net pay, there is no need to save it in a variable and print the variable because we are not going to use it again. So I will write the equation directly. So let me write the equation directly. It says gross amount, and now we have to take out all deductions. If you go back, how did we get this number? It is 650 minus this number, minus this number, minus, add all of these three and subtracting from 650. So we will have, this is why now we need to put them in a variable. See, now I'm going to use this one again. I'm going to use this one again. So it's better that I put them in a variable. So Control C, and where is our data? And here we will put Medicare, let's say tax. And the second one will be pension, let's say deduction. And then we write the equation before that, and we say Medicare, where is it? Okay, Medicare tax is equal to, I will remove this equation, Control cut, Control C, save it, paste it, Control V, and then use Medicare here. And also you use it in the net here. Now for the gross pension, we will remove it and we will save it into pension deduct, and we will put this equation Control V, and we will use pension deduct T here, pension deduct, Control C, and we will use it here, and also we will use it in the, I don't have a space, I'm just simply going to print or go to a new line, and finally we are going to add the health insurance as part of the deduction, Control C, now Control V. Notice I'm using Control C to copy and Control V paste, or I can use the menu, okay? But for fast typing, this is what I am using. So when we finish, we need to test our program. And I noticed that some students, when they write programs, they don't put the spaces inside the groups. So if this is a group, leave a space for inside the group. This is another group, so leave a space inside. So don't write your program all in one column, okay? We can put numbers so that we can refer to the numbers. So we need to run it now, check if there are no errors. So we will check for errors plus. Here we have an error. Yes, it is expected to have semicolon. There is no semicolon. Compile again. Here Medicare, okay. There is a problem here for printing. Remember, if you want to print, then if you have more than one piece of data to print, you put a plus between them. But when the compiler comes to this print, this is one part to print a message, and now this is a plus. That means we have another part to print. When it comes and reads gross amount, it will assume this is the second part of the print, but it does not see plus, it sees minus. So here it is getting an error. So how to avoid this problem? Put the equation between brackets, the whole equation. So now it will assume that this whole equation has one unit. So it will do the calculations for it. And now when you compile, now you don't have an error. Let us run and see how we get the output. 650, I will put the same as the sample input output. And let us see how it is formatted. So now it is printed, see, paycheck, but I need to print a new line. If you want to print a new line between the input and paycheck, because see, here you have a space. If you want to keep this space, then inside here, you put \n. If you run it again, Let me clear. And so here you have 650 and you are getting, is it the right answer? Yes, it is the right answer we are getting, and this is the solution. Let's solve this question.